Hello everyone, my name is Kara Barling and I teach agriculture here at the high school. Today I will be discussing ways to incorporate the soft skills into your curriculum and your classrooms. You'll find that many of these ideas are things you may already be doing in your classrooms. What I am encouraging you to do today is to be reflective in why you're doing these things and how you can tweak what you're already doing to be more meaningful to your students. First and foremost, let's discuss what a soft skill is. When I say soft skill, I am meaning those personal qualities that a person has that makes them stand out and successful in any career field. These include time management, critical thinking, problem solving, leadership, communication, teamwork, and so many others. Some of your students are inherently strong in soft skills. You know them because they stand out to you. However, others struggle the most with these. The question is, how can we as educators help these struggling students overcome barriers and gain confidence in their work? So why is this important? Most of the time, teachers focus a lot on the hard skills: math, reading, writing, who invented the telephone, and what the atomic number for hydrogen is. These are teachable and measurable skills that are often practiced and repeated over the course of a student's educational career. This is why we teach them. They can be measured. The soft skills are much more difficult to measure because it is a behavior and will often have to change to fit specific situations. Soft skills and hard skills are both important in making a well-rounded employee. Which brings me to my next point. For those who like numbers, here are some stats from research studies by Harvard and Stanford universities. Both studies indicate that the most important aspects of job success, according to employers, is dependent on people skills and not necessarily a person's ability to complete technical tasks. According to an article from entrepreneur.com, the top reasons that millennials are getting fired from jobs is due to a lack of confidence, miscommunication, and lack of vision or critical thinking. We, as an overall educational system, are not emphasizing the importance of these skills within all areas of learning, and employers are seeing this new generation struggling to meet the needs of their companies. So how are we as educators going to help our students overcome these barriers when they are exploring careers? I will be going through a few of the soft skills that are simple to incorporate into your classrooms and your curriculum. The first one being time management. Time management is a skill that students need to learn at an early age. The younger, the better. The easiest way for young students to learn about time is by using timers in your classroom. If you say you have 5 minutes to complete a task, put that timer up on the board. There are several online timers that are great and really fun for kids. Break your assignments down to become more time sensitive. In order to move on, students must complete the first task. Escape rooms and lock boxes are great activities to use in your classroom, which also incorporate critical thinking. There's another method called the ABC method, which prioritizes activities into A, being the most important and must be done right now, B, what can be completed by the end of the day, and C, what can be done tomorrow. Often, the most simple things that we do when students are small can have a larger impact on them when they get into high school, college, or their careers. The next one I'm going to talk about is critical thinking or problem solving. When I am looking at problem solving, I often try to focus on the idea of what are real people doing in real situations. All too often we hear kids say, why do we need to learn about how to do this? Be reflective in how you approach a particular part of your curriculum. Why are you teaching them how to measure the perimeter of a rectangle? How are they going to use that information long term? You may have several reasons why off the top of your head, but are you consistently relaying that information to your students? Are you putting them in situations where they have to use that information? Sometimes the best way to get kids to think critically and creatively is to provide an opportunity to solve a problem that does not have specific solutions. in their future careers, they're going to be presented with problems that they have to solve, but no one knows what is right or wrong. We have conditioned students to look for the right answer, which in reality may be doing them a disservice because the world is not black and white. Learning to be in the gray is what makes the best critical thinkers. The next skill that I wish to discuss is the ability to network. Students struggle so much with talking to people that they do not know. It gets worse as they get older. The best way to get kids talking to people that may be able to help them down the line is to take them out of the classroom to meet professionals in a specific area. Also, don't be afraid to bring professionals in as well. I try to have at least a few different guest speakers in my class every year. I had a former student go on a trip with me. She spoke with a business professional in passing and got a summer internship out of that small relationship that she made. We all know the old adage that it's not what you know, it's who you know that can land you a great career. How will you introduce the jobs in your field of study to your students? Teamwork is one of those skills that I think teachers are consistently touching on. Group work or projects are seen from K through 12, but how are you using it? Do students get to choose partners? Are you randomizing the groups? Does each group member have a specific job? Are students in charge of assigning tasks? These are all questions that you should ask yourself when putting together groups. Too many times you see that one shy kid get put into a group and doesn't seem to have a voice. How are you going to help that student thrive and overcome barriers within their group? Which leads me into my final area of leadership. Get students out of their comfort zone. Put the quiet ones at the forefront of the project as the manager. Sometimes those kids are the ones who need that extra push the most. Also, never be afraid to incorporate a leadership game into your classroom. There are so many that touch on several skills and are great ways for students to be self-reflective, which is a soft skill in and of itself. And finally, let your students take on leadership positions in your classroom. This is a great way to build confidence in younger students. Maybe it is little Susie's job to pass out the art supplies and Billy is in charge of making sure all the backpacks are hung up. These small jobs can be great for growing minds to feel as though they have purpose and are an important part of the classroom. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my presentation today. That is all that I have, but if you have any questions in regards to providing leadership opportunities for your students, please do not hesitate to reach out. I hope that this information was helpful and that you were able to be reflective on some small ideas to make your curriculum more career and skill centered.